Okay, good morning, everybody. We are a few days into our computer graphics journey, and I just want to go over a few things with you. So at this point, we all have a folder in our Google Drive, right? And mine is called Computer Graphics, Period 2, 2021. And inside that folder, you can see the work that I've done so far. What we're going to do today is just kind of review everything we have, and then I want to take questions from you guys. You need to let me know, please, if things aren't working, what is working, what's not working, what you're struggling with, okay? So then we can move on, and if I have a better idea of where everybody stands. So the program we are using is Photopea. When you want to make a new project, you can click right here, New Project, or you can go to File, New. I'm going to open what I already have. So File, Open, and I'm going to open up my day 4. And again, I'm working on a Mac, so my setup's a little different than yours. My day 4, if I just break this down, I have 2 layers. This is my layers palette on the right. If I want to see my layer, I leave it as it is. If I want to hide it, next to the layer thumbnail, there's an eyeball. It goes on and off. That shows the visibility of your layer. Layers can be moved and switched. The order in which you place them will change the way way it looks. So if this layer 2 is on top, it covers all of the purple from the previous layer, but it's still there. You just can't see it because it's covered by the layer. So we have a little understanding of layers. If I want to do a blend of this painting with something else, I can do File, Open. If I do File, Open, and Place, it's going to take a picture and put it right on top. So I'm going to get my picture of my good old friend, The Rock, and I'm going to open that. And now look what happened. It opened, and it has these boxes around it. This is your transforming bounding box. When you pull on these edges, you can stretch it, but see, I can stretch it and it'll distort it a little bit. Well, I don't want to distort it. So I'm going to hit Escape, and that made it go back to the normal size. If I want to move it and scale it or make it bigger, I can click right up here, up top, where it's the transform controls, and I click on that. You see that little box? Click on that. If I hold the Shift button while I pull this, it's going to let him get larger but maintain his original proportions. Once I do that, I can click the check mark. Okay? But now you can see he is still in the middle, and that's because of the layer order. So what I just did, I didn't want to see the transform box anymore, so I clicked transform controls off. Now he's in a good spot. However, he's kind of covered by all of the purple. So if I just move the purple down, he's in front of everything. If I move the rock down, he's behind everything. So I'm just showing you how layers can work. But what we did yesterday was we did a blend. So there's a couple of ways to blend, and one of them is to go over here to the right to your layers palette, change it from normal to dissolve. Did nothing. Normal to darken. That's kind of cool. Normal to multiply. So you just scroll down until you find images that you like. Now I like color burn, and I know not everybody does. You like what you like. But it's still a little too intense. So if I go right next to this box, and this is called your blending mode, what it's doing is it's blending one layer into the next, and you find ones that you like. So whichever one I was on. I was on Color Burn, which is pretty intense. I can lower that intensity by going right next to it and lowering the opacity. And everything I'm changing, it's just working on that particular layer. That's what's kind of nice with working with different layers. Okay, so that's one way to do a blend mode and a blend change. Now, I wouldn't keep all of this outside. I would then crop it, just like you would on your cell phone when you crop pictures. So I'm going to crop, and then you hit this little check mark, and that's going to allow you to do this. So it's a really cool technique. It's not the only way. I want to show you, you could do this with any other picture. So if I hide these for a minute and I go File, Open in Place, and I take another picture I have. Let's see. What do I have? If I take this was someone's project from another one of my classes. If I take this picture and put it on top, again, it's got these little bounding boxes. I could stretch them out if I want. Hit the check mark. Now if I change the blend mode again, multiply, that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool, but I don't love this line right in his face, so I can use my move tool and move this around if I want. I'm actually going to keep it there. Maybe I'll change the blend modes to something else. Well, that's better. I kind of like that. But there's always other things you can do, and I want you guys to experiment, okay? You could do things like edit, transform, and you can warp things. See what I can do? Edit, transform, warp. See, I didn't like that it was a straight line. Now I'm kind of curving it. And it's only warping this new picture I added because I'm on that layer. Then I hit the check mark. So you can play around adding different pictures. Say I like this, but I want to see his eyes show. If you go all the way down to your layers palette, all the way down here, there's something called Edit in Quick Mask, or here it says Add Raster Mask. If I click on this, right, it's right down here at the bottom, it gives me a white page, and that page it's masking. What it's going to allow you to do is edit this image and remove parts of this picture, but they're not removed forever. So I'm going to take my brush tool. I'm making sure I'm on the black is my color. If it's not on black, press D for default. And remember, if you press X, it lets you go back and forth. So watch what's going to happen. I am going to zoom in on this picture. Okay, I zoomed in by pressing Command plus or Control plus. Here's my paintbrush. I have black, I have a paintbrush, I have added a mask, this is the keyboard shortcut. It says Add Raster Mask, and it shows a little white thumbnail. I'm on the white thumbnail. I go over to the picture with my black brush, and look what's going to happen. Remember, you can make a brush smaller by using your bracket keys. I can reveal, oh, I don't like that. I can reveal his eyes if I so choose. I can reveal his eye here if I want. It's kind of creepy. I don't really like that much. So if I don't like it and I want to put it back the way it was, all I do is press X and I put it back, right? And I put it back. So there are different things you could do. With this other picture, it might look better if I do this. Let's try it with this picture. If I put the layer mask on layer 2, layer mask, paintbrush. Now I reveal his eyes. I think with this one, it's going to look better. Yeah, this one, it looks better. So these are some things I want you to try out. If you were successful with your blend yesterday, see what other images you can use. Maybe you have images in your cell phone. Maybe you have high quality images you could use, right? And save it and submit it. This is going to be our review. This is what I'd like you guys to submit, and I want you to go back to all the previous days and submit whatever you have, and then we'll move on from there, okay? Please ask me questions if you have them. Remember, if you press Control-Z or Command-Z, it will undo what you just did if you made a mistake. So File, I'm going to save it as a PSD. I'm also going to do File, Export as a JPEG. I'm going to say Save, and then I'm going to put these. Oh, I can't name them day 4 because they've already been named day 4. This is Blend. This is Blend 2 for me because I've already done one. Okay, and then I'll save it to my drive. I'll let you guys do your thing.